For centuries, gold was the king. It was heavy, it was real, and it was hard to carry. But a revolution was coming, a change in the very nature of trust. Moving gold meant moving armies. It was slow, it was dangerous. Every trade was a military operation. The economic engine was overheating under its own weight. Today, we unlocked the moment trust left the metal and entered the ink. We unlocked the birth of the IOU, the start of the Great Illusion. While Europe fought with iron, China was already living in the future. The Tang and Song dynasties realized that carrying metal was a Stone Age problem. They created flying money, the jiaozi, light enough to travel across a continent, backed by the absolute, unquestioned power of the emperor himself. Every stamp was a promise. Every drop of ink represented a pound of gold sitting safely in a government vault. Or so they said. But power is intoxicating. The emperors learned they could print more paper than they had gold. The first bubble in history began to swell. Trust began to thin. Centuries later, in the backstreets of Europe, local goldsmiths became the world's first true bankers. They had the safest vaults in town. You gave them your gold for safekeeping. In return, they gave you a receipt. A simple piece of paper that said, "I have your gold." Then, the merchants realized something brilliant. Why take the gold out at all? They started trading the receipts. The paper became the money. The goldsmiths noticed that only 10% of people ever came back for their metal, so they started printing receipts for gold they didn't even have. This was modern banking being born. They were creating value out of thin air. They turned an alchemist's dream into a merchant's reality. Think, is your money the paper in your hand or the gold in the vault? What happens if everyone asks for their gold at once? The crash. Governments saw the power. National banks rose. The individual promise became a state decree. Trust was no longer local, it was national. They standardized the illusion. Every note looked the same. Every promise sounded the same. The world agreed to believe in the paper. For a long time, the paper was still a leash to the gold. Every dollar was a tether to a physical reality, a balance between faith and substance. Then came 1971, the ultimate divorce. The world's money stopped being gold. It became fiat, pure decree. The leash was cut forever. Fiat means, let it be done. The value is there because they say it's there. It's the ultimate psychological hack of human history. Money now floats. It's no longer anchored to the earth. It's a collective hallucination that allows us to build cities and wage wars. Today, we don't even carry the paper. We carry numbers, invisible, weightless, and moving faster than the speed of light. Pure information. But the memory of gold still lingers in the foundation of every economy. The substance hasn't changed. Our belief has just evolved. Trillions of promises move across the globe every second, from the mulberry paper of China to the complex algorithms of Wall Street. Ask yourself, would you trust a number on a screen more than a gold coin in your hand? You already do, every single day. We teach our children to save paper, but we hope they inherit something real, something that doesn't blow away when the political winds change. In a world of paper and pixels, how do you build an empire of substance? How do you turn a collective illusion into a personal empire? The secret is not in the paper, it's in the promise. The master entrepreneur doesn't chase money. They master the art of the promise. Turn your brand into the gold that backs the paper. Be the anchor in a world of variables. Be the certainty in an uncertain age. Time for the hacker mindset. Neza, how do you exploit the paper illusion to create real-world massive wealth? Let's crack the code. The leverage hack. Paper isn't value. It's a tool for multiplying value. Use debt as a bridge, not a trap. Master the promise of future work. The idea hack. In the paper age, your mind is the printing press. Intellectual property is the new gold standard. Standardize your ideas to scale. Whoever makes the most convincing promise the fastest wins the market. Build a brand that is as good as gold, even in a world of pixels. Your business is your forge. Your strategy is the ink. Strike the iron. Create the standard. Build your empire out of the illusion. Now, always remember, use the paper to buy the gold. Use the illusion to build the reality. This is how empires endure through the centuries. This is not a history lesson. This is your blueprint for leverage. The illusion of paper is yours to master. What will you build today? Next episode, the digital storm. When money becomes pure light, we'll crack the code of the invisible empire and the future of trust. Subscribe to the journey, 100 episodes. One goal, your empire. The ink is dry, the power is yours. See you in the next one.